On my channel, I've done some videos about how to get your house ready to sell. Well, in this week's video, I'm going to share with you exactly what you should be doing week by week by week in order to get your house ready to hit the market. So if this interests you, stick around. Hey everyone, my name is Danae Hewitt and I'm your go-to DFW Realtor here in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. So you've decided to sell your house, but oh my gosh, you've been in your house for a really long time and you don't even know where to start. You don't know what to do. You don't know anything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break that down for you in 6 weeks. If you want to get your house ready to sell in 6 weeks, then this is absolutely what you can and what you should be doing. Now, each week is going to be broken down by a specific task. Now, it may take you more than a week to do each task. So obviously that will extend the 6 weeks, but this is a good rough guideline and timeline of how and what you should be doing to get your house ready to hit the market. Week 1 is you're going to take inventory of all the things that you need to do. So go through room by room by room, have a checklist with you, and you're going to write down every single thing you need to do in that room. All right. So cosmetic things. Do you need to repaint a wall? Is the door handle a little loose and you need to tighten it? In the bathrooms, do you have a little leak somewhere in that faucet? Look at the closets, see if you need to declutter them or you need to put a new light bulb in that fixture because it's burned out. So just take inventory and write your list. But what I don't want you to do is start painting. Nope. Don't do any of that stuff yet. If you know that you want to replace that fan, okay, go to Home Depot and get the fan, get the light bulbs, things like that. But I don't want you to take a lot of action in this time. You are really just getting all your thoughts together and putting it on paper. During this first week, you are not only taking inventory of what you need to do on the inside of your house, you're going to take inventory on what you need to do to the outside of the house. All right. Whether that's, it's boosting your curb appeal. If you're replanting things, if you've got some cedar posts that need to be restained, if you've got a deck that needs to be restained, whatever, you're taking inventory of what you need to do. Also during this time frame, I want you to gather any papers that you have when it comes to repairs that have been previously done to your house, whether it was any updates that you've done to it. If you have any documentation, I want you to gather all of that up because that is going to be great information to give to your real estate agent when you go to hit the market. In this week, if you have a real estate agent that you know them, you trust them, this is actually the time to bring them in. All right, hear me out. As agents, we walk through houses with buyers. I mean, maybe not every day, but every week we are walking through houses with buyers and we are looking at houses every day on the market. We are having conversations with buyers so we know what it is that they're looking for and what it is that they want to see in a house. So we can help kind of be that other set of eyes for you. And also when it comes to like the return on your investment, we can help you out with that. Then there may be some things that you can forego and you may not have to do because of the market that we're in. Right now in February of 2025, we are in a buyer's market. And so sellers are going to have to do those things to help make their house more appealing and stand out to those buyers right now. So if you've got an agent, definitely bring one in at this time, let them know, hey, we're going to be listing it soon. It's just not going to be right now, but I want your guidance and your expertise just so that when you leave, I know what I'm going to be doing for the next few weeks. In week 2, we are taking action. This is your week to declutter. Declutter. You're going to go through each of your rooms, check your list and see what you needed to declutter. And you're going to do it. Try to make 3 piles, a donate pile, a trash pile, and a pack pile. What I want you to do is look at the walls and the shelves and your closets, and I want you to have like the 50-50 rule. I want you to take about 50% of the stuff on the walls and shelves out, and the same thing with your closet. Take about 50% of the stuff out, and I want you to pack it. And now you're thinking, oh my gosh, where am I going to put it? Where am I going to put it? You got to find a place. You got to find a place. Because if you think about it, you're going to have to pack this stuff anyways, right? So you might as well pack some of it now that you know that you're not going to need for the next couple of months, and find a place to put it. So maybe you are setting aside room in your garage, and don't worry about that. Sometimes sellers ask me, oh, well, I've got stuff in my garage, this buyer's going to be turned off by it. And I just tell them, they know that you're moving. They know that you live here. And they know that you're moving. So don't worry about it. Put it there. Something that my family and I did is we hired DFW Capsule, and they have no idea that I'm even talking about them in this video, but they are like a pod company. So we, in our decluttering and all this stuff, we actually loaded up one pod. Woo! There's a lot of stuff in that pod. And it was stored off-site in a nearby city, and it just stayed there. We didn't put it into a storage unit because we knew we would have to physically bring it there ourselves and then physically unpack it to move to our new house. So we just did DFW Capsule. It was all in a pod. It was stored there. And then when we moved into our new house, we called the company up, and then they drove the pod to our driveway, and then we had our movers unpack that. So that may be an option for you if that's something financially you're able to work out. But it's really important that you kind of take stuff out of the house so that you can show the future home buyers how much space you do have. If you've got a walk-in closet, but it is like full to the brim, you can't really see how much space is in there because it's so full. So take some of it out so that buyers can really see the space in a fantastic light. Week 3, and this may take longer than a week, all right? But week 3 is doing the repairs. Okay, go back to that list that I told you about. Room by room by room, what are you going to do? If you know that you're going to paint 3 rooms and you've got all the paint supplies that you need, and now you're going to paint. So you're going to be doing all those repairs. If you're replacing that fan that I mentioned, have that replaced, whether you're doing it yourself or you're hiring a handyman to come in and do things for you as well. This is the time that we are really, really getting to work and getting those cosmetic things done. During this time, I would also recommend that you have your HVAC serviced, because when your house is under contract, buyers of the house are going to perform a home inspection. And of course, the home inspector is going to test your HVAC system. And that HVAC system is pretty expensive. It's pretty expensive to replace. And if there's something not working with it, it's going to be a few $100s to fix those things. So if you are not someone that on an annual basis has your HVAC serviced, I would absolutely recommend that you do it now and you fix any things that might come up, because most likely the buyer is going to find out as well, and they may ask you to fix that once they're under contract with you. So this is the week to have that done. Week 4, you are taking care of the outside of the house and you are boosting that curb appeal. So go back to your list. If you knew that you needed to replant some things that were dead, or you've got an empty spot in your front yard that you just, you need to put some plants in there, you want to add some color to the front, now's the time to do it. So go out and buy those plants, and hopefully you're planting them during a good season. It's not the winter season. It's not, in Texas in the dead of summer, which is not a good time to really plant anything, but if it is, try to find things that work in that season. Some other things to think about when you're looking at your outside curb appeal is maybe you need to pressure wash your walkway or your driveway. Now is the time to do it. Maybe your front door might need to be replaced because the sun beats down on it and it's really faded. Maybe you've got some house numbers that they're on the curb and you can't read them really well, or they're on the house and they're falling over, whatever. If you have any light fixtures on the outside of your house, they get full of bugs and cobwebs and things like that. So now is the time to clean those out, wipe them down, or if they're kind of old and faded and dated, you might want to be replacing those too. We just want to make sure that the outside of your house pops, because there's going to be a for sale sign in your front yard. And if anyone drives by, they're going to slowly drive by and they're going to check out that house. And that is the first impression of your house when it's on the market. If you like this list so far, please let me know in the comments below. Give me a like, share it with anyone that you know of. I help people buy and sell homes here in the DFW real estate market. market. So if that is you, I'm also happy to help you as well. My contact information is in the description below. But let's move on to week number 5, the deep cleaning week. Y'all get to scrubbing. Okay, get to scrubbing. You are going to deep clean everything. You're going to do it, or you can hire it out, but there's definitely are going to be some things that you're going to have to do yourself. But if your carpets have not been cleaned, now is the time to clean them. If your windows have not been cleaned on the inside and the outside, now is the time to clean them. How often do you clean your blinds? I will not reveal how often I clean my blinds, but if I were selling my house, I would be deep cleaning those blinds, wiping those down, wipe the baseboards down, because you want your house to smell good, okay? And even if you don't have pets, you still want your house to have like a fresh smell with it and a clean smell to it, because buyers are very sensitive to smells. So you want to do everything you need to do to make sure that your house smells good. So if you guys have curtains hanging in your house, take them down and wash them and put them back up, because of course we know that those harbor smells that are just within our house. Don't forget to really deep clean your appliances. The oven and any built-in microwaves, those are going to stay with the house, so make sure that those are clean. So again, this can be stuff that you hire out or that you can do yourself, but this is the week to deep clean. We have reached week 6. You are finally here. And this is the week you are ready to put your house on the market. So hopefully in week 5, you've touched base with your agent. Make sure that you've brought them back into the loop. And then week 6, hopefully your agent has everything scheduled or roughly scheduled. So if you guys do need to have your home staged, then make sure that that's obviously scheduled before your professional photos are taken. Have that done. Have your professional photos done. Double check last minute things during this time before professional photos. Like, let's make sure that no other light bulbs randomly burned out from week 1 to week 6. So if that did happen, but replace those before any pictures. Make sure that any plants didn't randomly die or they didn't take since you last planted them. So just take inventory and make sure that everything that you've done before is still the way that you fixed it and the way that you left it. Knowing that showings could be happening, within a few days, maybe a week, now is the time to make sure that the house definitely still smells good. I've seen people put those aromatherapy bags of, whatever smells really good. I've seen them hide them behind a picture. So you can't really see it, but I saw it. So you don't want anything overbearing. You really want fresh, clean scents that all are in harmony with each other. So nothing too bold, something really light throughout the entire house to get that house smelling great when people walk through your house next week. All right, that's it. That is your timeline week by week, breaking it all down of what you should be doing to get your house ready to hit the market. So I'd love to know if you agree with something or if I missed something entirely. Let me know in the comments below and I can do another video and add it to the list, and we can call it week 7 if we need to. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you next week.